So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mels Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now this video is going to be a whole load of different trophies that I have gotten recently in multiplayer. We're going to be going between a couple of different maps, a few different species, and we're starting off here on Sundar Patan with a fairly small albino barasingha. Now once again I have been on Sundar Patan hunting for a melanistic barasingha, but once again have ended up finding another albino. Now this guy is only a little level 2 and a little silver, but both the albino and melanistic barasingha seem to be really rare. Like, it took me ages to find an albino in general. I've had a few now, including the super troll, but still can't find a melanistic male. So whenever I find an albino or a melanistic, or even any rares for these guys in general, it's always really cool. Unfortunately, I did get kicked while I was in the harvest screen for that guy, which was unfortunate, but you know, still actually managed to claim him, which was really nice. Now, moving over to Revontuli, and we have another albino, but this time it's an albino female brown bear, which is quite interesting because only a few days ago, actually I think it was when I did the stream with Flinter, we were talking about albino and melanistic brown bears, and that the albinos definitely still seem to be the rarer of the two, but that I've had a few off of Revontuli. And sure enough, I come out and I'm hunting for a diamond mountain hare, which is what I am normally hunting for when I'm running around on Revontuli, unless I'm hunting birds, and ended up finding this beauty. They really are a lot more noticeable ever since they got their rework actually with Revontuli when Revontuli released, but even still, they're very rare, so very few people actually end up harvesting them, and that makes them a really cool trophy. Now, moving over to New England Mountains for this next clip, and we actually have a level 3 green-winged teal, which I actually decided I was going to come over to New England Mountains in search of rare green-winged teal and rare Goldeneye, and ended up finding this guy, a actually really good size diamond green-winged teal at 491.17. So I was actually really pleased to find this guy because I think this is only my second diamond green-winged teal ever, which is just because I don't hunt them a lot. I'm not normally on New England Mountains or Mississippi much these days, but I do definitely want to hunt these guys more. I'd love to get an albino, and I'd like to get the different variants for the piebald males. I have the different variants for piebald females, but haven't had a rare male for these guys at all, so fingers crossed that one day I can actually find one of those. Now, moving from New England Mountains and green-winged teal over to Salzwiesen and to Eurasian teal, and we do actually have another level 3, who for a second here actually evaded being respotted by me. Now, I actually saw this guy go flying over, saw that he had a huge estimate, quickly put some decoys down, and he came like straight back in, so this was all very rushed. And quickly took a shot and managed to actually get him there at 30 meters. So I knew they were super close, you know, there was a good chance they were going to spook. It was just all very hectic there for a second. He scores 357.36, so again, a really good sized diamond for these guys. And you can actually see the notable differences between the Eurasian teal and the green-winged teal that we just shot. You know, the Eurasian teal don't have that white line going sort of down the sides of the chest, and that's one of the more obvious differences between the two species. Very similar, but they do have their differences. Now, moving back over to Revontuli Coast, and I've been hunting waterfowl, again, looking for some of the rares that I'm missing. And I ended up with a diamond tufted duck, 978.20 on the score, so an okay sized diamond, not massive, but decent, and managed to get him with a neck shot there. Now, for tufted duck, I'm actually really looking for the Eclipse variant, which I shot one in early access, and I haven't seen one since. and also the other Leucistic variant to the one that I've got. I'd really like to get that. So a couple of trophies for these guys that I'd like to get, but regardless, always nice to get a bonus diamond. Now, moving on again to another Revontuli clip, and we do actually have a rare bird this time. This time we have a Leucistic female Eurasian wigeon. Now, our dog did a really good job of bringing her back there. These guys stand out quite a bit. And I always think of these guys as being like a peach colour, and they always stand out to me like a sore thumb. The Leucistic female Eurasian wigeon are so much paler than like a normal female wigeon that they just are so bright when they come in with the flock that immediately you know it's something different. And those sort of really light brown coloured feathers I think are really beautiful. And I do wish there were more like multi-mounts and stuff that included females for all different species, but especially some of the rare, or just waterfowl in general, but for the rare waterfowl, because some of the females are equally as beautiful to the males in my opinion, and I would love to have put that into a multi-mount. Now, moving over to Sal's Wiesen for the next few clips, but sticking with the theme of rare waterfowl, and we have some really, really cool rares to take a look at. Starting off with this beautiful Leucistic tundra bean goose. Look at those blue eyes. That is so, so cool. Now, I actually saw this bird landed with its flock, and I was spotting through the flock just, you know, seeing what was actually in there, and this one was facing away from me, but I thought I could see like white cheek patches. And I took a closer look. Sure enough, I was pretty confident it was a Leucistic. They took off, so I quickly put some decoys down at the setup I was at, which they didn't come into, but I kept looking back over to the spot that they had like originally left from, and not very long after, they were back with this individual there. And so I snuck over, managed to shoot it, and I was really, really happy. This variant, you can see like the patchiness in the back of the neck especially, and like I said, those white cheek patches are what initially gave this one away as it was in the flock. So that was a really, really cool one to end up getting. Definitely a very rare find. Now, actually at a setup this time, and you can see there, we have a sort of different looking female Gadwall. Now, maybe not the most obvious of rares, but to me, as soon as this one came in, I knew she was something different. And as our dog actually just dropped her there for us, I could see 100% this is what I thought it was. This is a Leucistic female Gadwall. Now, the only real way I could sort of tell the difference between this and a normal female Gadwall, because of course the normal females are a white coloration already, the Leucistics are just brighter. And when she came in, I thought that looked so much brighter than any of the other females there, but I couldn't see the sort of brown coloration on the wings, which obviously, like I said, when the dog dropped her at our feet, I could see that, and that was extremely obvious that that wasn't a common. But I just thought that looks way brighter. I hope that that's what I think it is. And it did end up being. So if you are looking at a flock of Gadwall and you see a female that looks way brighter than the others, definitely shoot it. But sticking with Gadwall, sticking with rares, and talking about something that looks way brighter than the other ones, I got this, which I was so excited about. I've seen some pictures of these posted, and I really, really wanted to get one. Look at the eyes on this. An albino Gadwall. That is so, so cool. I am so stoked. So now I've had Melanistic, Leucistic, and Albino for the Gadwall, and I mean the albinos are just incredible. I'd love to get Leucistic male Gadwall and albino male Gadwall as well, but I mean, wow. That is a beautiful, angelic looking little bird. And like I said, as soon as it came in, I just see this bright flash of white that's brighter than the normal females, and I was like, okay, is that Leucistic or albino? And as soon as I got a clear look at it, could see it was albino, and that was super exciting. These guys are so, so cool. Now, moving on to a little series of Goldeneye trophies. Starting off with this female here in the back of this clip, because we had a common female really, really close to us there in the scope. This bird took a while for me to get, because the first time I saw her, actually a female Gadwall got in front of the shot, took the bullet, and this girl spooked. And then the second shot I took at her, it just missed. I'm not entirely sure why. Finally, the third time she came in, I got her. Now, again, this might not be the most extremely obvious rare, but this is a rare female Goldeneye. This is the dark variant. Now, the most obvious defining feature that you will notice on a dark female Goldeneye is that yellow tip on the beak. Common female Goldeneye do not have that bright golden tip beak. They just have like a normal greyish black beak. But also, the dark females have much brighter yellow eyes as well, compared to the normal female Goldeneyes having sort of a more whitish colour eye. So, a more subtle rare, but definitely a cool one. Now, moving on to the next rare Goldeneye, and we actually have a rare male. This time, we have an Eclipse. Now, as soon as these guys came in this flock, I could see this one wasn't quite the same as the others. I could see there was some extra markings and stuff on it that you don't see on the males, and not on the females either. So basically, I explain this every time we get an Eclipse variant for any of the ducks. Eclipse refers to a plumage stage where the birds are going from their bright, breeding plumage, where you'll see like the normal Goldeneyes with the males having the sort of greenish colour heads, very striking black and white body feathers, to a more drab non-breeding plumage, which often looks like the females. So if you see a male that looks like a female, that's probably an Eclipse variant. Unfortunately, it's not rare for Gadwall, but for every other bird species in game, Eclipse is rare. But the standout Goldeneye trophy of this video, this guy. As soon as I saw this flock coming in, I spotted him, and I hit record, and I started freaking out. And you can see in that clip, I'm like scanning, waiting for him to actually land as part of that flock. That is a hybrid Goldeneye. This is my second ever hybrid, and he's a massive one. A massive gold scoring hybrid Goldeneye. This is amazing. I am so over the moon with this trophy. Hybrids for Goldeneye, for wigeon, they're so rare. And this is my second hybrid Goldeneye. It's the same variant as my first hybrid, but it is a much higher score. My first one was a relatively small silver. This guy is a massive gold. Now, this is actually a hybrid cross between a Goldeneye and a Bufflehead, and you can look that up on, Google or whatever, and you will see that they've actually done a very, very good job of replicating what a hybrid between those two species looks like, from real life into the game. And this is really cool. Hybrids for Goldeneye and wigeon and stuff are some of the most sought after trophies amongst waterfowl hunters like myself. Like, these are super, super cool. And I'm always on the lookout for the other variant for hybrid Goldeneye, which is a Goldeneye crossed with a hooded merganser. And they basically have like spiky head feathers that look really, really cool. Like big plume on the head, like a merganser. It's really, really cool. But this is so beautiful. These guys look so sleek, in my opinion, and they have much more white on the face than a normal common Goldeneye. The actual sort of green part of the head is a much brighter green than a normal Goldeneye. It's just so cool. The beak is different, the feet are different. They are so different to your normal standard Goldeneye. What a bird. And from one heart-racing rare bird find to another, we're finishing this video here on Salzwiesen, and you may have seen me pick up the Melanistic disturbed vegetation there, and then the footprints of a black grouse. We have a Melanistic black grouse, which this is so cool. And this guy was so elusive. Initially, I spooked him from some quite thick vegetation, then picked up the track, saw that it said Melanistic, and then I just could not get a shot at this guy. There was a ton of females in this flock, and they were just spooking before I could get close to this guy. I'd hear a call from him, go in that direction, and then females would flee, and I just could never see him. So at this point, I've spent like half an hour trying to get close to this bird. We have the dog actually pointing to one of the females from this flock, which came in really clutch, because you may have seen he actually highlighted one of the females. So that gave me an indication of which direction to actually be looking through all this brush. I mean, you can see the area we're in, not ideal for trying to spot a bird that is not taller than this grass. And we've got all the bushes and the small trees and stuff in the way as well. So him being on point and just giving me that direction of where to look was super helpful. I saw the male, I saw him go through, and then I had to get eyes on him again. And I could see him walking there, and I wanted to get him to stop to make sure that I got a nice, clean shot. But again, he went to take off before he even like stood alert or defensive. He went to alert and then just went to take off. And you could see all the females that were in this flock. There was like, I don't know, 7, 8 females and this one male. But getting the shot on him was such a relief. Such a long time to be tracking something this rare in multiplayer. But look at this guy. This is the Melanistic variant I really wanted for black grouse. I have the other variant, which has sort of like white feathers, white silvery feathers on it as well around the head and neck. And it has still partially reddish colours in the, we'll call them the eyebrows for sake of discussion here. But this is the variant I wanted. It is just jet black. The only white feathers or other coloration at all is the white undertail feathers. The rest of this bird is just jet black. There's no white on the wing feathers. The eyebrows that are normally bright red on a common are black. They're just completely desaturated into that shiny black coloration. This just looks epic, doesn't it? It's like a velvety, beautiful colour. I absolutely love this variant, and ever since I saw someone get one, way back when Revontuli released, I always wanted this variation in my trophy lodge. It just looks amazing. Even the feet are like a black colour. And it having those white undertail feathers, I don't know, I think it just looks, again, so sleek. I know I said that about the Goldeneye, but I just think it is. It's such a sleek, clean, beautiful looking rare. And like I said, a 30-minute stalk on a bird that had my heart racing the entire time, because I knew what variant it was after one of the times he flew by, because I didn't see any of the silvery feathers on him at all, and I was like, that has to be the other variant. And so now I have a multi-mount in my trophy lodge of 2 Melanistic male black grouse fighting 2 different variants, which just looks so cool, and it's something I'm absolutely thrilled with. These last 2 trophies in particular, like, for the end of videos, I tried to put my favourite trophy. I couldn't choose between these 2, the hybrid Goldeneye and this guy, because they're both so rare and so cool to get, you know, big golds for as well. Just epic. And for both of them, my heart was absolutely racing. I love rare birds. Birds in this game are so cool. And it's the same as in real life. I think rare birds are just awesome. So many cool things can happen with feathers. And getting to see that in game, I love it. I love rare birds. They're some of the coolest trophies, I swear. And they get so overlooked so often. But there's still so many for me to go and chase. I've still never had a Leucistic black grouse. I really, really want to find one of those. The other variant for hybrid Goldeneye, hybrid Eurasian wigeon. You know, there's so many things that I'm still chasing to this day. And that's what's cool about these birds. They are rare. These rares are rare. So getting them is a serious accomplishment. Like, I actually shot my hybrid Goldeneye, this second one that's in this video, on the same day that Flinter shot his most recent hybrid Goldeneye. And he shot his, and I was, I think, on Classic at the time. And I said, oh, I'm going to go hunt some waterfowl. He got his on Salzwiesen, I got mine on Revon Thule a few hours later. And we were joking about it, like, what are the odds of that? But it's so cool because we both hype each other up about our rare bird finds now, and I absolutely love that. Because, yeah, the rare birds are awesome, and the people that hunt after them are really, really dedicated, so it's such a cool feeling when you do actually find one. And there's been a lot of rares in this video, a lot of rares, and a few nice diamonds to boot. But that is going to be it for this video, so I really hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for all your patience, support, all the love as always. You guys are absolutely fantastic. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.